tires, like to make it all stick together. If you went too fast and it got too hot, it would catch on fire. But they fixed that now. The other thing is that, how on the steering wheel they have like those two little knobs with the blinkers and the windshield wipers? Ferrari thought, let's move all those to the steering wheel so you can put the shifter behind there. So, we'll take the puppy paddle gearbox thing. So what they have is on the steering wheel, you have all your little blinkers and windshield wipers and all stuff they have in there. So if you go around a corner and you turn the steering wheel, but you need to turn your blinker off, you might hit the wrong one and turn the windshield wiper on. But that's the only problem with the car. Besides that, this is the best, or one of the best, Ferraris ever. And normally, I don't really like convertibles, but I have to say, this is the best convertible car.
Really?
Yes. What do you have to say?
Well, I tell you what, as far as the styling goes, I mean, there's so much more style in a TR6. It's just like the Ferrari is more like a missile, where the TR6 has some individuality, some style, and there's some real nice workmanship in it, where the Ferrari is built, again, for speed, so it has the reducing drag and all that stuff, so it goes fast. So it kind of looks kind of plain, kind of rounded and stuff like that. With the TR6, they have a lot of design and style, so it's a good looking car.
And if you want to go with style, I got the style. So.
Right, well the TR6 has all the style that you'd want from a nice two-seater, fun. You can kind of pull up and if you take a look at all of the big supercars, they're all starting to look an awful lot alike. Because once you find out the simple, the idea for drag and for those kind of things, for aerodynamic, the lines start becoming the same. And you take a look at the Huayra and the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis, they all just start looking an awful lot alike. So, TR6 doesn't look like any other type of kind of car. It kind of shows out your individuality. So, one thing that makes an individual out of somebody who has a Ferrari is the fact that the price. So, TR6, much better, much more accessible, great fun driving experience without having to spend $1 million. Because you really are not going to be able to use a vehicle that's going to go much more over the speed limit anyway.
Now, for the Ferrari, it has 562 horsepower.
Mm-hmm.
And how much horsepower does that TR6 have?
Well, it's got 175. But
right,
you take a look at it, you're going to go in there, and how often are you going to use all that horsepower? How many roads and how many places are you going to be able to go?
When you're on a racetrack.
Okay, so you have to go on a racetrack. So all you can really use for a car like that to really get the most out of it is to go on a track, go in a circle.
It's not just circles.
Or a road course.
Typically, people that have Ferraris typically take them to Europe to go on tracks where they don't just have circles.
So to really get the most, you have to go to a enclosed track. And you can kind of go in loop on this track and see the same things over and over and over again.
Yes, to use your car, your Ferrari, you sort of do have to go to an enclosed area and in Europe, or you can go on the roads in Italy.
Well, you can take a TR6 to all this, and you can go on the regular roads. You don't have to go on a track. You can just drive it on a nice mountain back roads and kind of push it, have a little bit of fun. You don't need to go on a track.
Can go
kind of boring, same old, going around.
This car can go 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds and a top speed of 202 miles an hour.
And I think of all the places you can drive 202 miles an hour.
anywhere, but you get arrested.
Oh, there you go. So it's like, there you go. So you really don't. It's kind of a waste.
It's not really a waste. It's sort of
a waste.
It's a cool car.
It's a cool car, but it's like, but you're not really benefiting anything from it. You're getting a super driving experience at a price that you can afford. And again, the money that you spend on that big old Ferrari, you can get yourself a nice vacation. A vacation home. Somewhere you could drive your car out to.
Yeah, well, if you're that rich to own a Ferrari, you would probably own a vacation home to take your Ferrari to.
Yeah, but the only thing about it is you're gonna drive your Ferrari at the same speed as you drive your TR6.
Okay, do you want to have a company that's like, do they even have that company anymore?
Triumph?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they do?
Another big thing is motorcycles, but they make other.
Do you want to either have a company that doesn't make cars anymore, or do you want to have a supercar that is an Italian supercar? Not just a supercar, an Italian supercar along with Lamborghini and Pagani. So you can have Ferrari. So you can have a Lamborghini, Pagani, or Ferrari as an Italian supercar. And this Ferrari is one of the best of all those cars.
But see what happens is...
But see what happens is you're wrong.
Is that...
Because this is cool and this is square. It's a box.
It's not square. It actually has designs that even came from the same people. Now who owns Ferrari?
Fiat.
And they make them little 300 or 500 thing out there. And Fiat also owns Chrysler.
Chrysler owns...
What else? Well, who owns Fiat?
Themselves.
Or their own company.
Yeah, but Chrysler had owned Lamborghini.
This was designed by...
What company owned that?
Well, see, Triumph was its own company, but it had design help from Karmann. Okay? Karmann's a company.
That's great.
Now, Karmann also designed cars for Volkswagen. And we know what kind of cars Volkswagen's been known to make. Wasn't it Bugatti?
And Lamborghini and Bentley and Audi.
So all of that technology and all that stuff that made them came from this.
But that's before they had made Bugatti.
This is
Bugatti was its own company before.
Right, but this is it. So this is what all sports cars came from. They all longed to capture the essence of the true sports car enthusiast. The freedom of driving a sports car, taking a car on the road, having the wind blow through your hair. It wasn't founded by Ferrari. It wasn't founded by Lamborghini. Triumph and its Spitfires, Triumph and its TR6s, TR4s, TR5s. This is what caused the sensation for cars like supercars to even be around.
I think that the thing that had started supercars was actually called the Lamborghini Miura.
But what were they? But the thing what were they copying?
The Miura came before that car. The Miura came before that car.
No, but it didn't come before its predecessors. When the Triumph started coming out.
No, let me tell you this. The Lamborghini Miura was the beginning of all modern supercars. Ferraris, obviously Lamborghini, Pagani, Bugatti, Audi, Mercedes. Every company that has a supercar, Ford, Chevy, all those companies, their supercar came from the Lamborghini Miura, which started all of them. So you're wrong with your facts.
No.
That is the car that started the modern day supercar.
No, see, the thing was, we're talking about the sports car. The supercar is a whole different thing.
Yeah, well...
What happened is the idea of having an open car. I mean, open cars were back, even when the original cars, when they first made them back in the early 1900s, could have had open. And they closed them up for a long time, through the 30s, 40s, and 50s. There was a few convertibles, but to take a convertible and put it into a lightweight, highly powered engine, more so than what the ratio for the weight to the engine power, horsepower was. So you got a fat, spirited car that handled well. And that was the same concept that later on came with the supercars used.
No, it didn't. All supercars came from the Miura.
And then what happened is people started getting into the Spitfires, and it was the coolness. It's kind of like
something you don't got, coolness.
No, what happened is the coolness of a car like this kind of got that free spirit kind of does for auto enthusiasts what Harley Davidson and that free Easy Rider type thing did for motorcycles. That freedom, that attitude. Okay? This is an attitude. This is a lifestyle. That's what Triumph TR6 brings, an attitude and a lifestyle. Instead of just being a toy for rich people, it's going to actually be something that a free spirit, somebody who's got their own styles, not somebody who has money to pay to be stylish.
Oh, you know what? Triumph is owned by BMW, which I believe makes cars that are cool, but they didn't make that car, so it's not cool. BMW makes cool cars, like the other cars they make. You know, like their own BMW cars or minis. That's what BMW makes that are cool. Triumph, not so cool.
No, they make a car that has a certain British attitude, like minis had a certain British attitude. So are you knocking a British attitude?
I'm not. I'm just saying.
So this has what Mini did for Minis had a certain type of British attitude.
You're saying that's a Mini?
No, but this is what I'm saying is that this has its own certain British attitude. See, if you can imagine Prince Charles driving Prince William, and now you can imagine just going out and driving up to Westminster or something, that going in a Triumph TR6, the cool, quintessential English sports car driven by English royalty. Sure, they can afford a Ferrari, but this is the epitome of English style, English class. Okay, and I'm not sure that you can really knock English style and English class as being something substandard to Italian style and speed.
You saying that I can't, or people can't?
You can't. I don't think anybody can. England. Because America was born out of England. So since we were, England begat America. So you're going to be knocking America?
No.
So there you go. You can't. Yeah, that is it. That's where most of these cars were sold. Britain came to America, so it's all about America. It's all about American sports cars, and America just taking things from the mother homeland and saying, hey, we like your sports car. We drive them in America. Pretty much of the 86,000, 79,000.
Right. It's almost time for us to end.
So anyway, therefore, numero uno, baby. This is fast. This is cool. This is expensive. This is style. This is class. This is what sports car enthusiast driving is all about. It's kind of like why the BRZ is so cool. Even though it's not as fast as other ones, it's a great driving experience.
Right. We'll talk more about the BRZ in the next episode.